There are some rumors out there from NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah that Jalen Milroe could be the pick for the Browns in round 2 or even trade back into round 1. As he puts it, one of the teams I have heard connected to him is Cleveland. This is my Michael Scott moment when he realized Toby was back from Costa Rica. The dear God, please no, no. I won't even try and hide it or try and raise, both sides of the argument here. I don't like this whatsoever. But the skin and the hair on the back of my neck started to stand up when I saw this over the weekend from Dane Brugler. Source: Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe has accepted an invitation to attend the NFL draft in Green Bay. The NFL does not want to invite players that will not be picked in round 1. It's happened a handful of times. Happened to Will Levis. It's embarrassing for everyone involved. They want to avoid that. Now, a growing trend recently has been for players to stay home for the draft. So there's a chance that the NFL is struggling to find 15, 20 or so guys who would like to go up to Green Bay, Wisconsin on draft night, and now they are reaching for some round 2 guys. But the fact that Jalen Milroe is being considered looked at as a round 1 pick, and Daniel Jeremiah is talking about the Browns being connected to him, is a oh shit moment for me. Because I am 100% against drafting Jalen Milroe. When it comes to the draft, you'll find that a lot of people that make a living surrounding the draft, and I fall in that bucket, but I cover the team year-round, but draft is always a heightened moment. They avoid making statements that are very black and white. Because in a few years, you will either look like a genius or look like an idiot. And if you look like an idiot, people bring that up far more often. Whereas if you look like a genius, no one in 4 years is going to be like, man, remember how that one YouTuber nailed that draft pick in round 2? That part rarely ever happens. I don't care if I end up looking like an idiot in a few years. I'm going to make it abundantly clear right now that I am 110% against the Browns taking Jalen Milroe in round 1 at pick 33. And to be honest with you, with either of their third-round draft picks and probably their fourth. Because I believe Jalen Milroe is going to be out of the league before that rookie contract even expires. I don't believe in him. Mark me down as a doubter, as a hater, and I have my reasons, and it's not just because I went to Tennessee, but the regression I saw from 2023 to 2024, that's alarm bell number 1. Now, I know a lot of you are going to point out, hey, who was his 2023 offensive coordinator? Tommy Rees. Oh, maybe they can get the band back together. Was it that great of a band? Are we trying to recreate 2,800 yards and a quarterback who got benched at South Florida on the road in September? Is that really the partnership you want to bring to the NFL? Sure, it worked in college because it's college. I don't think that's a duo I want to see again. I don't think Tommy Rees wants to have it happen again either. He's going to be a good soldier about the whole thing, right? He left Alabama. Don't you think if he really wanted to continue working with Milroe, he would have stayed knowing, hey, there's a good chance that I could get a better job in a year with 2 years having Milroe as my quarterback. But no, the dude left for the NFL. Now, being, somewhat fair, my pro for Milroe is the guy is an incredible athlete. He is, I would say, the best athlete amongst all quarterbacks in this draft class. Now, when your top 2 QBs, top 3, are Shador, Cam Ward, and Jackson Dart, none of which are huge threats with their legs, the bar is not super high, whereas if he was in the same class with, like, Jaden Daniels, right, that'd be a different conversation. But give credit where credit is due. He is able to use his legs to his advantage, to extend plays, to be a threat on the ground. There is no question about that. But when it comes to the important parts of being a quarterback, accuracy, touch, decision-making, things that you might consider, he sucks at. So no, I do not want Jalen Milroe to be the Cleveland Browns pick. Andrew Berry, I know you're watching. Don't do it. Please. Don't. You'll be looking for a new job in a year if you take him in round 1 and want to hand over the keys to the city of Cleveland to him. Don't do it. As I said, the biggest piece of smoke around this is the overlap between Tommy Rees and Jalen Milroe. This is not like a beer league softball team. What are we talking about when it's, well, did you know that they overlapped 2 years ago? Who gives a shit? That's college football. Are we really just trying to pick up Alabama and place them in Cleveland? But not even the good parts of Alabama? Like, not even their best players? Jalen Milroe was not even a top 5 player on his own team last year. No. For a quarterback that took a big step back in 2024, I don't want anything to do with him. Now, there have been a ton of draft rumors floating out there. The last 72, what's 24 plus 72? It always goes 24, 48, 72. It never goes back past that. I don't know. But past 3 or 4 days, there's been a lot of draft rumors out there. What is it? 96? Yeah. What was the Fox show? 24. Duh. Back on track. The one thing that I just getting hung up on is the Browns really leaking stuff? Or are people just doing their job of making headlines like Daniel Jeremiah of, I've heard this and I'm going to publish it? Because if he's really hearing it, I wonder who it's from. I don't think it's the Browns, because when have they ever given anyone a sense of what they're doing in the draft? Who thought the Browns were going to go with Mike Hall with their first pick last year? Cedric Tillman the year before that? Or Martin Emerson the year before that? Sure, it's tough to predict what happens in rounds 2 and 3. But there wasn't even like a whisper of a receiver or cornerback for those 2 respective drafts. So all of a sudden, 2 weeks before the draft, the Browns want everyone to know what their plan is? Not just at pick 2 with Travis Hunter, but at pick 33? Something's not adding up here, right? This is not how the Browns operate. They don't let things out. So either there's just a really big leak, or they're trying to flush one out Condoleezza Rice style, or the Browns just don't care. Who knows? But it doesn't quite add up to me. It's not passing the smell test just yet. So I'll turn it over to you. Do you want to draft Jalen Milroe? It's a hard no for me. I don't think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. So Shark Tank mode, for that reason, I'm out. And I don't think it requires much more of an explanation when talking about the 33rd overall pick, right? Like, I know that a lot of you have this fear of the Browns rolling out Kenny Pickett, and I get that too. But, like, I don't think that's going to be the case. And B, I don't think Kenny Pickett should force you to reach on a quarterback. And then next year from now, you're still looking for a new quarterback because the one you drafted didn't work, and Kenny Pickett didn't work. And the new quarterback you take doesn't have a good player around him because you didn't take a good player in last year's draft. Like, I was going back and forth on someone on Twitter, and they're like, wouldn't you rather suck with a young quarterback than suck with Kirk Cousins? I was like, yeah, but you skipped over the whole part about if you suck with Kirk Cousins, that means you took Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter at number 2. That's a big part of the pie. So then next year, sure, if you both have 4 or 5 win seasons, I'd rather have with a young quarterback because there's hope they could improve. But I also think you have to mention on the older quarterback side, I kind of conveniently left out, you've got this incredible pass rusher or do-it-all man in Travis Hunter. Oh, I think that's a pertinent information to include in the equation. So, no to Jalen Milroe as the draft rumors keep rolling in. All right, let's pick a card for our second episode today. Which card do you want to go with, Mr. Reed?
Let's go. I'm not going to go with that.
Good idea. Already up to a good start.
I'm actually going to go. Nope, not with that. I'm going Queen of Hearts.
Okay. I was thinking 3 of clubs, but that's wrong. So now my brain goes to 10 of diamonds. I'll follow your suit. That's also wrong. Give me ace of clubs. Would you say? No. Five of spades. Five of spades. All right. Thank you for tuning in for another episode today. Hope you enjoyed it. I know who didn't. The entire Milroe family. Which I should have mentioned this earlier. This is the worst part about the pre-draft process because if you come out negative towards a player, you're an asshole. I'm being a dick right now. I am. I know that too. But if I just say everyone's great, sure, I'm not. I would say burning bridges, but no one likes to be rude to prospects because you only get drafted once, and I don't have a crystal ball. And Jalen Milroe, if you walked into the studio, obviously would slap me across. Well, maybe not, but like you get the gist of when you say these things on camera to keyboard warriors to nobody. It's a lot easier to puff your chest out than if he was in the room and say, "I think you suck." So I bring this all up because in the pre-draft process, it's very difficult to be negative because no one wants to be that guy because it's just a rain cloud on someone's, biggest day of their entire life at that point. But if I just say everyone's going to be sweet and awesome, give it 2 or 3 years of you following this channel, and you're like, I don't want to watch his draft content because everyone's going to be a Hall of Famer to him. So I never really have a good idea as to who to avoid. So here's an honest, raw video. And Jalen, I'm sorry, and if I saw you in person, I would absolutely say none of this to your face.